My name is Mike Vaughn, and today I'm going to be talking about Ted Lasso, episode 3, entitled The 451. So there's a lot to get through in this episode. I just want to say that I am going to be touching on some spoilers, not major ones, but I definitely recommend you watch the episode and then come back to this video. So the episode starts out really interesting. We see Colin, he's a player for Richmond, and it's kind of slowly revealed that he has a boyfriend, or kind of a secret boyfriend. Meanwhile, we finally are properly introduced to Zava joining the team. This is a really fun addition. I'll get into that a little bit more later. But just as he was kind of set up in the last episode, he is a stone cold weirdo. But we find out that he's a lovable one. We didn't really get a lot of his personality in the last episode. And like the one previous, like they kind of purposely kept him very aloof, and we really do get to see him kind of shine here in this episode. So the big thrust of the episode is, Zava is winning a lot of games. This leads to a conflict with Jamie, who's feeling left out. We also get a side plot with Keely having some growing pains with her new hire, Sandy. And Rebecca also sees a psychic. But we need more subplots. So Ted finds out that his ex is dating their old marriage therapist. And then Ted ends up hooking up with Sassy, which was sort of an on-again, off-again thing earlier in the series. But there's more, because Sam is also opening a restaurant, and we also have a really interesting end to the episode where Trent spies Colin with his secret boyfriend. So it will be interesting to see how that kind of plays out. So yeah, you might have gleaned from my recap that this episode is really stuffed with subplots. I am happy that there's 12 episodes in this season. So I feel pretty confident that these will all be paid off really nicely. It's just the beginning of the season's a little rocky because it's setting up so many different subplots. When I really think you could easily drop one or two of these and have more time to focus on what I think is a little bit more important plot threads. But yeah, I really do love the addition of Zava. I think he, again, is a nice addition. I was afraid he was going to maybe be overbearing. Yet I think he's a nice amount of quirky and compelling, and I think that makes him kind of an interesting character. I'm really curious about the storyline with Colin and how that's going to play out. It's kind of interesting because I don't really recall him being a major fixture in the series so far. So to kind of give him sort of a maybe coming out storyline is interesting. But yeah, this episode has a lot of great stuff going on, though. My highlights, I think, is Leslie Higgins. I love this character, and he gets a lot to do in this episode. And I think we've seen him really progress where we, eventually like see his home life, see what he is kind of all about. And he's clearly a fan favorite, and I love how they're recognizing this with giving him a little bit more to do. And yeah, Jason Sudeikis is, of course, great. He brings a lot of heart and emotion to this episode, really this entire series as a whole. So yeah, I just think, again, I like it. It's just a lot going on, and I think eventually this stuff will pay off nicely, but it's just front loaded with a lot of plot, and again, some of it feels like maybe too much. Even with all the subplots, I feel like there were still things that I could have mentioned, but was just kind of streamlining it for y'all. So I don't know. It's I'm never gonna not love all these characters. I just think it feels a little bloated at times. And keep in mind these episodes are like under an hour, so it really is like filling a lot with a lot of different threads going on, instead of maybe just honing in on a few really good emotional beats, which I feel is kind of what they did in the past, but I don't know. um, so that is my recap slash review of Ted Lasso episode 3. Again, I think overall pretty good. I haven't seen a single really bad episode so far. I just think it's kind of a lot. But I want to know what you all think. Are you happy with the season so far? Do you think that it's maybe overstuffed? Am I wrong? Feel free to chime in. And as always, thanks for hanging out with me.